Are you working out at home?
Yes.
Cool.
Squats, shots.
I like that. So you're on the Instagram, take a shot and give 10.
Yes.
Hey guys, on this episode of the House of Cars podcast, we're going to talk about some current events with the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as some ways for our clients to feel a little bit more secure at their purchase. Welcome everybody again. I'm Steve with House of Cars. This is the House of Cars podcast. Really excited to have Nick here with me. Nick is one of the sales managers at the Barlow store. Cool story about Nick, I actually hired him and trained him. So I'm pumped about this. We're now at different stores, but anytime we get the opportunity to bounce some stuff off each other is really cool.
It's the best.
Welcome, man.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very excited to be here.
I like it. So this episode, we're going to really break down what's going on in the world right now. And obviously the biggest one is the coronavirus stuff.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's nuts. And we've come prepared. With our Ninja Turtle mask.
But I do have a mask.
I might have one for you. So really want to break it down. So everybody is experiencing a huge just change of lifestyle right now.
Yes.
Right? So the biggest things that we've had going on, we've had so much of the economy get shut down. We have people that are sitting at home, not being able to do stuff. We're not able to go to the gym. There's so much has changed, right? So what are some what are some ways that your day-to-day has changed right now?
Well, day-to-day for sure has changed from not being able to go to the gym,
It's the biggest one.
Yeah. 100%.
Are you working out at home?
Yes.
Cool.
Squats, shots.
I like that. So you're on the Instagram, take a shot and give 10.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I think I got one of those.
I'm on the take 10 and give one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. It's crazy.
What about you?
It's been a huge change of pace. I know both of us, we're quite social people.
Very.
Not being able to go for dinner, right? Not being able to, get the boys together, play sports, not being able to work out. It's been a huge adjustment. I've adapted by, I work out every morning. You just do some decline push-ups and some free weights and stuff like that. Some ab stuff. You run outside a little bit. Ab stuff. Yeah, you gotta keep it tight, right? Summer's still coming. Summer's still coming, right? No matter what happens. So you tweak and you adapt a little bit. I've found it really, actually one of the positive things about it, I've been playing a lot more guitar, I've been reading more, so, putting some more time that I would have spent, maybe out, drinking or out eating and out socializing, that type of stuff, putting some more time and energy into creative activities.
On a side note, I've seen you've been going off with this guitar thing. Is there a cover album coming out soon?
There is. We're going to do a photo shoot after this.
Sweet.
We're going to do an album cover. We'll do a live show. We'll do an Insta live feed.
Okay. Can't wait. Can't wait.
So with the whole thing going on, some businesses have been deemed, essential, right? So we're one of those industries, which is why we're able to be here, recording this stuff, right? So how, you have friends that are sitting at home not doing stuff. What's the vibe that you get from the city?
You know what? It's given the chance to everybody to go home to their families and hang out. Mm-hmm. And I think the people that find the silver linings of this whole pandemic and what it's actually causing are the people that are creating a better energy for them, right? Yep. They're keeping positive. And the best thing you can do, and I've said it many times, is test positive, or stay positive, test negative.
You almost butchered that one.
Almost.
There you go. Okay, so you're thinking,
don't test positive.
Do you find most people are able to find some positivity?
Yeah, for sure. And I think the social media, being able to go on Instagram and
are you zooming? Are you zooming with your buddies?
I haven't zoomed anybody.
I've had a couple.
FaceTimes.
Zoom FaceTimes for sure. The daily FaceTime. I always say, every day something physical, right? Read, do something. Try and get outside for 10 minutes and do something creative, right? And have a conversation with somebody that you care about, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Anytime people do feel like the world's kind of caving in on them, they're at home, it gets kind of their doubts and their worries start coming out. The best thing to do is what you feel like doing in that moment. If that's going for a walk, or if that's doing some push-ups in your living room, whatever it is,
you know what? When I come home after work now, I have 2 cats. I feel like they're ready to evict me.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, they're like, dude, why are you here so much? Leave us alone. Go do something.
Yeah, they're usually running the household all day.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
You're
their world's been flipped
taking
upside
cat
down.
naps. They're running the house.
You know what? I thought about it though, and they have the whole quarantine lifestyle down. Like they get up early, they run around a little bit, they eat, they take a shit, and then they sleep, and then they just get up and repeat the whole thing. I'm like, man, you guys have been doing this for years. You got it locked.
Notes on what
I
they're
am.
doing.
Yeah, you have to. You got to learn from the professionals. Yeah, absolutely. So I found that, over the course of this whole thing going on here, people have gone through a bunch of different cycles. And honestly, it seems like everything changes every day. Yeah. But definitely now people are more excited and more keen about, getting out of the house and going to do something, right? As, these freedoms have kind of been reduced. Yeah. Having the opportunity to get out of the house, go interact with people in some capacity, and knowing that it is a safe space.
Yeah.
Right?
And I said, you know what, come by anytime, call in before you come.
Just call before you come, right? That's the biggest thing is the appointment only stuff, right? Is just to make sure that, we don't have a ton of people in the same space.
We can make sure the desks are wiped down, everything's set, ready for them to come in, right?
Yeah.
So,
what kind of cars are selling right now? What do people want?
I had a guy, he was after an Audi A7, and then as soon as this hit, that switched to a commuter car.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
everybody's needs are, constantly changing.
Yeah, and people are honestly taking it well. They're adapting with the times, right? They're not letting their wants supersede their needs, right? Yeah. The guy wants a car, he wanted a fancy one. You know what? Maybe just a fuel-efficient car for now with cheaper payments will make more sense.
That's a huge testament to the caliber of people we have in Calgary here. Cool, really cool.
Definitely. Yeah.
I've noticed the same thing. People's wish list has changed a little bit. I've been working with a couple people who are looking at it from the other way, and they're saying, "Hey, this is a great time for me to go and spend money on something I want," right? Because you can get some pretty good deals out there right now.
Yes, you can, for sure. Everybody's inclined to get product moving, right? Whether that's
absolutely
cars, beauty supplies online, whatever it may be, right?
Absolutely. If you're allowed to be open right now, businesses are pretty keen to get the ball moving and stuff. And you know what? That even factors into, from banks and stuff when it comes to the lending, right? There's more restrictions in place, right? As far as, making sure people are still working, making sure they have, the debt servicing, they're able to afford the purchase. Yeah. But interest rates have never been lower.
Yeah, exactly, right? People, they want to lend the money, right? They want to get it back in, get people driving, get people moving around, not just put a pause on everything altogether, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's do one more thing on this thing, and then we'll get off this whole COVID stuff. What is your favorite meme you've seen?
Ooh, there's just so many.
Mine is. I think it's like, I don't know exactly, but it's the one where it's like, turns out my 3 favorite things are hanging out with friends and touching my face. I saw that I died.
I think the one, I don't know if we can say this on here, but it's legal. It's like, I never thought, you could tell me 10 years ago, and I never would believe that I'm legally allowed to smoke marijuana, but I'm not legally allowed to see my friends.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's
Doesn't
awesome.
make sense.
Okay, so now let's change pace a little bit here. We'll get off this stuff. I'm glad to see that there are companies out there that are taking it seriously and making sure that the steps are being taken to make sure things are safe for everybody, right? Yeah. Aside from that, let's go to 2020, right? It's been a weird year so far, but what's the car climate like? Like, what is it like working in a car dealership?
Fantastic, right? Because the vibe we make at House of Cars and each dealership is a family, right?
Now, is the vibe the same at every store, or does it change a lot depending on which location you walk into?
Every store is unique, but the vibe and the energy is still high.
For sure.
Does that make
For sure.
sense?
I agree with that 100%. Right. Every store, you have its own character, its own culture, but the overarching vibe is generally the same.
100%. Yeah, the high energy, people running to the door to greet you, going above and beyond, making sure everybody's set, right?
Yeah, and you have to be one of the most high energy people in the company.
I've been told that. I've been told to shut up a lot.
That's awesome. Never by me.
No. Yeah, usually we just egg on each other, and then
it spirals. It spirals pretty quickly. You're right. So it's good. So and then in Alberta right now, Alberta, it's a resource heavy economy, right? So we have always been more dependent on what's going on in the world. Have you noticed that play a big factor into stuff?
Us being more dependent.
Yeah, like do you notice, our sales and like the number of people that you're working with, is that, a rocky road, or is it pretty steady?
You know what? I think it's been pretty steady.
Yep.
The clientele that we have, It's all referral. And that's how we've built up this business so fast. Right?
So how are you able to generate more referrals? Because obviously if you're getting referrals from people, it means they've had a phenomenal experience with you.
Oh, it's that above and beyond experience, right? The sale doesn't start until we actually sell the car and they take it home, right? That's when you can do the reach outs. You can make sure everything's going good. You can just keep going back into your contact base and letting them know what promotions and everything we have going on, and then they're inclined to bring back their own family because they had such a good experience.
For sure. That's awesome. That's really cool. Now, I know we do this at our store. Do you guys do things like little thank you cards and stuff like that after the fact? It's awesome. Yeah. It's really cool. Just make people feel at home, like they're part of the family, hey?
Exactly, yeah.
I like
and you know what, people, when they buy the vehicle, they love the pictures. They love it.
You know what? We have a cork board where we take a Polaroid photo that prints out, right? And we just have the photo there. And then once the board fills up, we throw darts at the board, and then we give out gift cards. You know, whoever gets hit with the dart.
No way. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It all comes down to the little things. When you're in this industry, right, you're constantly selling yourself. You're constantly on display. You're constantly interacting with people. Yeah. And you know, we have a slogan in the company that says, "What we drive says a lot about us."
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, and it's so true because you wouldn't. What's a good example from this? You wouldn't go to the dentist and get your teeth done by a guy who's got half his teeth left. That's a terrible example, but it's home, right?
I'm changing dentists.
For me, it's liberty, right? And so I'm motivated a lot by, you know, having freedom to do things, right? So what's the life I'm creating? You know, like a couple of the big goals. You want to be able to enjoy the life, do the things that you want to do, which involves a couple things to be able to get there. But
yeah, the financial freedom is huge, right? That's the power to do whatever you want when you want.
Absolutely.
And that's something I think we can all agree that we're chasing.
For sure. The other question I ask everybody: what is your favorite car?
Well, first of all, it's not a car; it's a truck.
I knew that was coming. Nick, if you see a big black F-350 driving down the street, and you're like, "Man, that's an arrogant truck," it's probably Nick.
Probably, yeah. No, 9 times out of 10, for sure. Yeah, or on the side of the road, pulled over for some reason.
There you go. Nice thing about those trucks, you can't get towed. You can park wherever you want. They can't tow you.
See, I had that feeling, and I believed in it, and.
I think I picked that up from you.
I had 17 parking tickets last year.
Well, but did you ever get towed?
No. I wish they told me just to teach me a lesson. I was like, I'm not.
It's a lesson not learned.
No. Well, yes and no.
Okay. So are you paying for parking tickets these days?
I just fight them. Yeah. It's
there
easier.
You go. All right. Easy.
Find the loopholes.
Okay. So now we'll switch gears a little bit again here. Some stuff that we've done to get back into the community. So current events is something. Calgary's a really trendy city. There's always something going on. There's always some sort of event. There's always something happening. Whether it's Lilac Festival or Stampede, or things going on. There's always things that are happening. So a couple things that we've done. So I mentor an 11-year-old kid. So I volunteer mentor through him. I've been doing it for 2 years now. So the company that I volunteer through, they do a big breakfast every Stampede. So last year we were there. We parked a bunch of really nice cars in there. We had the kids being able to climb all over them and sit in them, and it was really cool. Yeah, it was really awesome. We were giving out House of Cards balloon clappers, and at the beginning we were the most popular people there. And by the end of it, you could see all the moms just wrenching these clappers. The kids are running around beating each other up with them. It was pretty cool. So what are some other things that we've done?
Well, we're always looking to go out in the community and make that impact, right? Make our name known, and helping out community centers like the Forest Lawn Community Center was huge. We ended up paying their rent for the entire year.
Really? Yeah. Well, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so they're getting slow on business, and they're coming up short on trying to pay their bills and pay the rent. And when we heard about that, they stepped in and offered to pay the year in full for rent and lease.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And
you know what? Card back actually from all the kids that go to this community center.
That's got to feel so good.
Oh my goodness, they handed it to us, and they're just like, "Thank you so much," because it's kids that don't have the option of sometimes going home to that safe place. Sometimes
so it's like a daycare, like a day home, right?
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. So
that's awesome. And being a local company, it's as a business, you always strategize, how can you be impactful, right? So it comes down to, some advertising, some marketing stuff. But my experience has always been, you're always going to be more impactful by actually getting into the community, right? Actually, putting some faces to the name, meeting some of the people involved, because word of mouth is going to be the biggest make or break, right?
What was one of your favorite things that we've done as a company?
You know, I gotta say, this working with the company that I mentor with was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I had a lot of fun, you know, doing the Stampede Breakfast. You know, we give cars away. The tug of war stuff that we did at Barlow was really cool. So there's always like
insane.
cool events that happen. I know our Airdrie store does a huge Stampede Breakfast every year. It's like the talk of the town for that week. It's awesome.
Especially when they get out there with the nice cars, everybody starts climbing inside them, getting the pictures.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody. The energy at these events is just so high, right? The vibe is amazing.
One of the other really cool ones that we did last summer, I think it must have been, we sponsored ARC. So it's a dog rescue adoption, right?
Amazing, yeah.
So they were looking at transitioning into a new building. So we were able to go down there and help them out with a bunch of their supplies. So we went and we purchased a bunch of their, you know, setup supplies and stuff like that to help get them operational, which is awesome. And we immediately, the coolest day ever, they showed up and they brought 6 puppies. They brought a box of puppies. And so for a whole day, we had dogs running around the whole dealership, and every person who came in was just like, oh my God, can I take a dog home with me, right? And so it was really cool to you know, partner and do events with other businesses in the city where you're able to make an impact.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Working with the local community and working with local companies is what helps drive the atmosphere in Calgary to the fullest, right? When I think Calgary, I think of like the local brands, like, and House of Cars, I believe, is becoming a staple in that.
Absolutely, I agree with that. What are some of the other cool local brands that you like?
I don't know. I like Pete the Plumber. He's always been my favorite.
That's awesome.
Like, have you ever seen the commercial of him dumping like 15 golf balls down the toilet?
I haven't, no, but I'm excited for you to tell me about it.
Yeah, no, well, it's nothing more than that. He just like literally dumps 15 golf balls. He's like, come down, flush the toilet. He's like, I don't know.
Cool. Yeah, it's always nice working with local businesses. It's always a good way to do it, and being able to partner and share the love a little bit. Okay, so that's really cool. So we've you know, shared a couple events of stuff that's happened in the past. Right now, things are a little different. Right, you can't do pancake breakfast. You can't get everybody together to, you know, get bouncy castles out and do all this stuff. So what are some?
It's very frowned upon right now.
It is, yeah, and you know what? It's nice because Calgary is actually, we're doing quite well with the whole thing. And, you know, it seems like everybody's playing by the rules, flattening the curve, and that's really good to see because getting back to business as usual, right? I think is everybody's top priority
It's crazy
right now.
going downtown. It's an absolute ghost town
For sure.
But it's some people look at it as negative, but it's positive. Like everyone's doing their part to like help stop the spread of this.
Absolutely, and you know, everybody who is doing their part and staying at home, it's a huge thank you out to that. It's really not easy. My close circle is very much stuck at home right now, and
cats.
Yeah, and chatting with some of my buddies and stuff. It's a challenging situation, and so thank you to everybody who is staying at home. This is one way where, you know, you can change the type of things that you're doing, right? You can change the different things that you're doing. You can talk to people, right? Shoot your buddies a text, get on a FaceTime, you know, call your mom. My mom, every day, it's crazy. And everybody has a story about their mom. My mom is an angel. But every day she's like, hey, can I come bring you some food? Like, I miss you. Are you safe? Are you doing okay? It's like, Mom, I guess. We're good. It's all good. But the little things go a long ways, right? And sometimes it's as simple as reaching out to somebody, right?
Yeah, I even went to my grandparents' house the other day. Just like stood on the lawn and it's like, hello.
It's awesome. And seeing those cool videos, they're everywhere. They're all over social media right now. And it's, you know, showing up and, you know, standing on the sidewalk, singing happy birthday. It's absolutely.
Yeah, that warms my soul, man. It's amazing because people are going outside the box to still celebrate these things and still have life move on, right?
So do you have any really cool social distancing like hacks?
Ooh. Well, FaceTime is a huge one.
Absolutely.
Actually, the House Party app on your phone, you can download it.
Yeah.
And so you can hang out with like all your friends at once, but without even leaving your house.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's huge. Yeah, I haven't done that yet. I should download that.
Yeah,
so we could have a house party.
We can.
That's awesome because
cats.
Yeah, I can. Well, they're all there all the time. Oh yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, they're ready to evict me. But it is cool, and now so we're transitioning into this, you know, this virtual world where we're still able to have a somewhat social existence, and you know, everybody's doing their part, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, I've never seen my grandfather use his iPhone. 80-year-old grandfather uses iPhone so much.
That's awesome.
It's insane.
Are you playing games with them?
Yeah.
It's kicking your ass, I bet, hey?
Yeah, he's got a little more time on his hands than I do.
That's awesome. Okay, so anything closing that you want to touch on this? I know it's a really trying time for everybody. Part of this is just really, adding a little bit of humor to everybody's life right now, right? Just, we're here, we're available, we're open. There's a bunch of precautions in place. Safety and security is everyone's top priority right now.
Yeah.
So I think we're able to touch on that quite a bit, which is awesome. Some cool ideas to stay at home and stay healthy, right? Keep your sanity.
Yeah, finding those silver linings in this whole pandemic is the biggest thing.
Just staying positive.
Staying positive, right?
I like that. I like that. See?
Great minds think alike.
Cool, man. Well, thanks so much for coming down to the show. I do the handshake, but we'll do the social distance thing, right?